Hi everyone, I'm Roland Yang. Today I'm going to talk about my work for Assessment 2. In Assessment 1, I chose the household activity of making a cup of tea. After splitting this complex activity, I chose the activity of pouring water. Regarding this activity, I made three proposals: the efficient way, the playful way, and the annoying way. Finally, I chose the annoying way to continue. When the water temperature drops to a specific temperature, the spout of the kettle will be locked and the water cannot be poured out, therefore needing to be reheated again. This is Persona. David is a young man just entering the workforce who loves tea and usually makes himself a cup of tea in the morning. For him, drinking tea wakes him up for the day, and he wants to make it quickly while maintaining a good taste. But he often forgets to pour the water until the first time it boils, which affects the flavor of the tea when the water drops in temperature. Now let's move to scenarios. We can see that the user wants to make a cup of tea on a weekday morning to start his day. The user wakes up, receives the water, presses the kettle switch to start boiling, and while the kettle is boiling, brushes his teeth, washes his face, and prepares his breakfast. Often the water is already boiled, and when the water is poured to make tea, the temperature of the water has already dropped to a temperature that affects the optimal taste of the tea. Then the user makes tea with this water and rush it off to work. Or when the user comes home after a busy day at work and wants to make a cup of tea to relax, he presses the candle switch, and during the time he is waiting for the water to boil, he just lying on the sofa listening to music or browsing the social media. And by the time he pours the water to make the tea, the temperature of the water may have long since dropped, thus affecting the taste of the tea leaves. So, can I draw your attention to storyboards? The user presses the kettle switch to boil water. The water boils, and when the temperature is 100 to 80 degrees, the spout opens fully, and the user can pour the water. When the water temperature drops to 79 to 60 degrees, the spout is locked in half, and the water flow decreases. When the water temperature drops below 60 degrees, the spout is completely locked, and the user can't pour out the water and needs to reheat it. Then is the data flow diagram. If the user is unable to pour the water before the temperature drops below 60 degrees, the action of boiling the water will need to be repeated until the water is poured before the temperature drops. Then I use Tinkercad to simulate the interaction firstly. Because use water in model is dangerous, so I decided to avoid the real water, simulating changes in water temperature by changing the color of the light from the red to yellow to blue. This is the code of my model. After that, there is physical modeling. Apart from simulating the water with light, I simulated water flow with paper stars and tinfoil. This is my model testing. Feedback I've gotten from users said it would be nice to have more alerts when the water is boiling. I think in Assessment 3 I can add forms other than lights, such as sound. In addition, in Assessment 3, I will try to improve the user experience by placing the switch on the Canto model. That's all of my Assessment 2 presentation. Thanks for listening.